Hi, I'm Adam from HBC, and in this Toolbox Talk I will cover the key aspects of workplace first aid, including what you need to know and the appropriate actions to take when first aid is required on site. By working together and being prepared, we can help create a safer and healthier workplace for everyone. No matter how many safety measures are implemented in the workplace, accidents can still happen. When they do, it is important to understand basic first aid procedures so that injured workers can receive prompt, safe and effective assistance. Typically, the faster first aid can be administered, the less harm will be caused to the person who is injured. Every person on site has a role to play when it comes to first aid and emergency response. Even if you are not a trained first aider, there are some basic responsibilities that everyone should understand. First, you should know exactly what to do if you come across an injured co-worker. This means being familiar with the company's first aid and emergency response procedures and knowing how to raise the alarm. You should also understand what actions to take if you are injured yourself. No matter how minor an injury may seem, all incidents and injuries must be reported so that appropriate treatment can be provided and the incident can be properly investigated. Everyone should know who the trained first aiders are on site and how to contact them. There should be more than one designated first aider available, ensuring help can be accessed quickly if the primary contact is unavailable. It is also important to know the location of all first aid kits, emergency equipment and any designated first aid stations on site. In an emergency, every second counts, and knowing where the resources are located can make a significant difference. Finally, you should be able to clearly communicate your location if an emergency occurs. Providing accurate information allows first aiders and emergency services to reach the casualty as quickly as possible and deliver the assistance needed. By understanding these basic first aid responsibilities, all workers can contribute to a safer and more prepared workplace. When it comes to first aid, the law requires employers to have several key arrangements in place to keep workers safe. First, employers must carry out a first aid needs assessment to determine the level of first aid provision required for the workplace and the activities being undertaken. They must also appoint a responsible person to oversee first aid arrangements or ensure that there are enough suitably trained first aiders or emergency first aiders available on site. In addition, employers are required to provide adequate first aid facilities and ensure that first aid kits are properly stocked and readily accessible. Finally, employers must make sure that all workers are informed about the site's first aid arrangements, including who the trained first aiders are, where first aid equipment is located, and how to obtain assistance in an emergency. If an emergency occurs on site, everyone must know how to respond appropriately. Being prepared helps protect ourselves and our co-workers and can prevent minor incidents from escalating into more serious emergencies. The best way to be prepared is to always maintain a strong safety first mindset. Consider the following best practices. Understand the hazards associated with your work, particularly those that have potential to cause accidents or injuries. By identifying these risks, you can take the necessary steps to eliminate or control them. Pay close attention during safety inductions, training sessions, briefings and toolbox talks. Ongoing training equips you with the knowledge and skills needed to respond effectively if an incident occurs. Read and follow all safety information provided by the company, including notices posted around the worksite and safety instructions related to specific tools, equipment and machinery. Safety procedures and guidance are regularly updated and communicated to all employees. If you are ever unsure about a task, procedure or safety requirement, seek clarification from your supervisor or safety representative. When it comes to workplace safety, asking questions is always encouraged. If you use potentially dangerous tools or machinery or are working in a small group away from the site, keep a small travel first aid kit with you. By staying informed, alert and proactive, we can all contribute to a safer workplace and be better prepared to respond in an emergency. If you discover an injured person on site, it's important to remain calm and act quickly but safely. First, call for medical assistance or send someone to get help immediately. Before approaching the casualty, always assess the area and make sure it is safe for you to do so. Never put yourself at risk. If it is safe, remove any hazards that could cause further harm to the casualty or others nearby. Avoid moving the casualty unless they are in immediate danger, such as from fire, falling objects or other serious hazards. Unnecessary movement could worsen their injuries. Always stay with the casualty, providing reassurance and keeping them as calm and as comfortable as possible until trained first aiders or emergency services arrive. Do not give the casualty any food or drink, as this could complicate medical treatment. If necessary, you may moisten the lips to help keep them comfortable. They should not be allowed to smoke while waiting for medical assistance. Remember, your priority is to keep the casualty safe, prevent the situation from worsening, and ensure that professional medical help is on its way. Some key takeaways from this session include: know what actions to take if you or a co-worker requires first aid. Ensure you are familiar with the company's first aid policies and procedures. Be aware of which team members are trained in first aid and how to contact them in the event of an injury or workplace incident. Maintain a safety first mindset at all times. Stay aware of your surroundings and potential hazards to help prevent accidents and injuries. Know the location of all first aid kits and emergency equipment on site. Participate fully in all health and safety training sessions, toolbox talks and workplace briefings. Read and follow all safety information, procedures and guidance provided by the company. If you are unsure about any aspect of workplace safety, ask questions and seek guidance from your supervisor or safety representative. By staying informed, prepared and proactive, we can all contribute to a safer and healthier workplace. To help improve workplace safety and ensure employees are prepared to respond in an emergency, we offer a 1-day emergency first aid training and 3-day first aid training course. Our 1-day emergency first aid training course provides training on basic life-saving first aid skills and the regulations for workplace health and safety, whereas our 3-day first aid training courses provide a thorough in-depth training for handling a wide range of medical emergencies in the workplace, ensuring you are fully prepared to act when it matters most. Investing in first aid training helps create a safer workplace and ensures that more people are equipped with the skills and confidence to respond when someone needs help. For further information about either course, including course content, dates, costs and availability, please get in touch with the HPC team. Thank you.